I'll be surprised if Philly doesn't win by 2 touchdowns.
Jeez, bro, I'll drop this mic. Seriously,
I don't want.
that's where you
I don't
are.
want that.
I'll be shocked.
I don't want
I
that.
didn't think that.
But I kind of agree with that.
Wow. Let's talk about FA's
Let's
Rolex.
talk about your Rolex, Efe.
I feel like that needs to be addressed.
You cannot hide money, bro.
No.
Rolex.
As soon as the season's over, the man gets off a plane, Rolex popping.
Popping.
The man,
He looks like money.
he got a hat on. Yesterday it was a different color.
Really?
Oh, and you know you got to be rich to wear the same hat.
Sorry,
different color.
I don't have 2 hats.
You
Big
don't have
time. Big time. Now Efe has a Rolex, right? I remember when I told the people about how much money Efe gets paid per sack, and he was upset.
Oh, he's so
but here he is walking
Showing it off.
around,
Not
with
scared
a
at all.
rollie on. You know he got some sacks. You know he got some sacks now.
He
for sure.
got that I'm coming off the edge look, and I'm winning.
I'm just trying to be an adult. I just want to tell the time. That's it.
His shoes looking fresh. Everything is just clean.
Golly, I remember those days.
Man,
You remember when we used to make money like that? Do you remember?
man, it was-
Do you remember when we used to make that kind of
Man,
money, J-Vel?
I used to wake up and just smell good. It didn't even matter what was happening. I didn't even have to shower. Just
Now we
smell
got to
good.
be here on Radio Row.
Now I gotta work.
We got to work.
I was filming something at 8 a.m. That's somebody who has to pay for childcare right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's what that is.
Oh my gosh.
That being said, welcome to the media row, media
what it's called?
center, media
Media
center.
Center, okay.
Used to be Radio Row for the Super Bowl. OC has been here many times, getting interviewed by everybody. We have to kind of smuggle OC in here, to be
Yeah.
honest.
We
You know what I'm
spoke about
saying?
it.
The
Just
bad
kinda-
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
because people stop and they look and they stare and they want a piece of the action.
You know what happened to me yesterday?
Talk to me.
So I was at the airport, right? You guys are gonna love this, right? I was at the airport, and you remember the wrestler, The Big Show?
Yeah.
Remember The Big Show, the wrestler?
Yes, I do.
Good. So I saw him walking, right? But obviously he's now the bigger show because he's
You put on some weight.
yeah.
Okay.
And so
It's not muscle.
no. He's the bigger show now, right? So I see him, and I stop, and I'm looking at him as he's walking by, and he catches me looking at him, and he just starts laughing because. You know when somebody sees you and they're not sure if it's you or not, he recognized me doing that to him, and so he started laughing and he just kept on walking.
He's like, it's me.
Yeah, and then as I walked by, there was another guy who saw me looking at him, and the guy was like, "Yeah, that's him." I was like, "Oh."
No way.
So now I look like how other people sometimes look at me, right? That's how I was looking at him. It's ridiculous.
So you saying with you though, it went to Lil OC.
No, yeah. Is that? But it's the other way. Yeah. It's the other way.
Is that?
Yeah,
He
he's a
looking
little
like a real
Yeah, he's a little smaller,
triathlete.
man. Yeah, that guy, there's no way he was coming off the edge. Not possible.
FA is not fooling anybody with that Rolex and them shoulders
Oh,
though.
come on,
That
guys.
being said, man.
So what's up, bro? How's the season, man? How's everything going?
I'm good. Honestly, it's always a pleasure to come back here and catch up with you guys. Always pulling. Honestly, you know that comment you guys done? It changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hitting you up now.
They're hitting me up, sending me invoices. I'm getting invoices. But it's all part of the game. I'm blessed and fortunate.
What
I'm
happened to
still
your
here.
finger there? Was
I
that
was
from
just-
like trying to put on the Rolex?
Okay.
The Rolex is too heavy. Rolex is too heavy.
No, I'm proud. You know what? I'm proud of this. This is my badge of honor. As a D lineman, you can appreciate this.
I do.
You know, so this is my D-line badge of honor because I don't think if you're a good D-lineman, you have good fingers or good hands. I dislocated my finger the first time we played the Eagles. Still got a sack. And then that was honestly, it was so surreal. Like my finger was facing me.
Wow.
And, I was just like, okay, what's this? And then I dislocated again in like week 10. And yeah, but I just put it back. So now I'm just healing, just trying to get it back in position.
I don't want to. We have so much to talk about, and I don't want to segue into football this quick, but I got to ask FA about playing against the Eagles.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
We talked about, people know this offensive line, big, dominant, strong. Like, how was it playing against them, dual threat quarterback like Jalen Hurts? Like, what's your experience?
Honestly, my experience, their O-line is the real deal. Jalen Hurts is the real deal. Their run game is serious. You have to stop that run game. RPO, crazy. You have, as a defensive end, you have to be on point with your responsibilities. The tackle goes down, is depending on the play. If you have the running back, you get the running back, so there's no indecision in the backfield. So they are a real deal. Like they're very balanced. They're very, they have everything.
Does it make you have to think a lot because of the way their offense is structured? Or do you feel like you can attack, or do you kind of guessing a lot?
Well, for me, going into this division, this wasn't one of the first time I played the Eagles. So, and then also Jordan was there, so there wasn't that much anxiety or worry like going into it. So it was just me competing against one of my friends that I really wanted to go against for a really long time that I haven't had the opportunity to.
How was that?
Oh, it was amazing. We was talking shit. It was, and then when I got a sack against him, it just kind of topped it off. Like, the first game we lost, but for me, I left like feeling like a winner.
You felt happy. Yeah. So y'all lost the game. So basically, you were and you had a sack that game.
I did.
So
yes.
you were at number 2. There's a system, right?
Right,
So
right,
break your
right.
system
1, 2.
down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
What's the
There's
system?
4. So
You know the
number one
system?
I don't know the system.
Okay,
What's
break
the
down
system?
system.
Number 1 is you win the game and you get a sack.
Okay.
That's you're
That's
okay.
elite. That's
Top of the mountain.
You're enjoying your life. You
Yes.
go home.
Enjoy
you
your
can't
life,
wait to get
OC.
to practice,
Okay,
right?
There's picks and pass deflections and either that coming just strictly
Sacks and a win. That's
Okay,
number 1.
okay.
Number 2 is sacks and a loss. That comes before a win.
Okay.
Also. just so you know.
That's where the shocking part of the chart is. But if you break it down,
So sacks,
It makes sense.
Sacks and a loss is number 2.
I get that. I've had those games.
Right, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
So
Everybody's upset, but I'm.
You're back there chilling. I don't know what y'all were
I know,
doing.
right? I knew what I was supposed to do.
if y'all would have just stepped up, maybe we would have been celebrating.
So that's number 2.
All right.
Number 3 is a win and no sacks. You're a little happy, but
Yeah.
you're not all the way happy.
Okay.
And the worst is you lose and you get like nothing.
Man.
Oh
That's-
my
that's
goodness gracious.
terrible.
You know that feeling.
That is terrible. I know that feeling. That's terrible.
So that's my numbered system, man.
Hey, that's a good system.
Yeah.
But it's an honest breakdown of how you feel as a player.
A lot of people don't understand that. They'll be mad,
Right.
but it's the truth.
It is.
Except, and I've learned this from listening to you all these years, in the playoffs.
That's where everything kind of like goes out the window. In the playoffs, everything goes out the window.
Was it you become
because-
less selfish or what?
Yeah, for sure. You become a lot less selfish
Okay.
because you can get sacks and then you lose. You're going home. So it doesn't really,
Yeah.
none of that matters anymore. So
the win is just
oh
about the win.
goodness, they're going crazy over there.
This is
so
what
now,
happens.
now you gotta in the playoffs. Everything is like you just gotta win.
You just have
Period.
to win.
Yeah, you
That's-
gotta
I get
win.
that.
But regular season, oh no, you gotta get those sacks, bro. Either you gotta get sacks, you gotta get tackles. Your personal stats come before the team in the regular season.
Well, your personal stats helps the team. You know?
Yeah.
So just look at it like that, and we can phrase it like that to kind of make sure, because I'm still in it. So I can't talk reckless the way you guys
I
are
know,
talking.
I know. You got to be politically correct
Exactly.
right now. Team. Nah, we got to win. We got to get these W's, man.
You can just understand his point of view.
I can understand.
That's
I can
it.
understand. I
You can
appreciate that,
understand what he's saying.
You know what I found interesting when you were talking about your finger
Yeah.
and you continue to play? Something happened to me this morning, right? So I was on the treadmill and I was running, right? And I started to feel like some pain back here in my calf. I know
for no reason.
I know what it
I
is.
just start laughing.
Yeah. So I started to feel some pain right here in my calf, right? And what I did was I kept running, right? Like I kept running.
Right.
And as it was happening, I said to myself, this is like the major difference between athletes and regular people. Because for me, as it was hurting, I was like, if I keep on running, it'll go away eventually. Like
Right.
we work through
Everything.
pain,
Yeah.
as opposed to, let me stop, let me go rest, let me go chill. Like we work through
Do
our
you think
pain.
all athletes do? Or certain?
I think most have. Look what he just said about his finger.
100%.
Like, yeah, that's just what we
100%
do.
With the
You-
masters of compensation.
you push through pain.
Yeah.
I think I agree that we all do. But I don't think all athletes do.
Give me a sport where you feel like an athlete doesn't.
I've been on teams where I've seen certain individuals, they can't play hurt. They can't play injured.
an individual. I get that. I get
That's what
that.
I'm saying. Because I'll see people in everyday walk of life that have just high pain tolerance.
Have
like
they
we
been
do.
Have they been paid?
I don't know.
Have they been paid?
Yeah, 'cause that's a factor as well.
Yeah.
If you've been paid and you.
I mean, I'm not trying to make
know,
it
it's
about.
different.
I'm just. I mean, we could talk about it like that, but I'm just saying. I'm with you. Like we have battled through some serious stuff.
Right.
But I don't know if it's all athletes.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, okay, when I tore my knee up,
asking
right?
more than-
Yeah, like when I tore my knee up, right? And I had to miss the regular season. So the trainer, the athletic trainer, she was the first person who called it to my attention. She was like, she can tell the difference between athletes and regular people by the way they attack their training. She
Yes,
was like,
that's-
the athletes
Body
are on a
awareness.
completely different.
Oh yeah.
So she was like, I enjoy working with athletes because they're going to push through pain.
Right.
And I'd never really thought about it like that, right? And so today, when I was running, I was like, I
still got it.
And then I just kept on running. I was like, it'll go away eventually. I'm on that treadmill just limping like this, Efe. I'm like, it's going to go away. It'll go away.
Did it ever go away?
It did.
What was your
away.
reason? As an athlete, obviously you're pushing through for a goal. You want to be useful to a team, or you want to achieve something. You on that treadmill this morning. What was your goal?
I just want to be sexy. That's it, Efe. I don't want my wife to be like, I didn't marry this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This isn't what I signed up for?
This is not what I signed up for.
That's a good goal.
And so I have to keep on,
Yeah.
that was literally the only reason why. I mean,
I don't know what to say
It's the
on the
truth.
back. Is this what the media center does to us?
no, we just, I want to maintain a
maximum
little level of
maximum sexiness.
I mean, yeah, that's the purpose.
Yeah.
That sells a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro,
man.
it does.
That
It
keeps the
does.
economy going.
It does.
That's funny.
Sexy.
What keeps the NFL economy going is the Super Bowl. And I have one thing to say, OC.
Okay.
Does it ever get old to you? You've been here. You've done it as a player. You've done it more times on the media side.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I think that it definitely doesn't get old. Never does. The spectacle and the environment and being in this situation right here, it almost makes you have a much better understanding of how big the NFL is.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know?
I agree.
Like sometimes you can kind of forget.
Yeah.
you know what's going on, but being here, seeing all these different people here, seeing what was going on, there's nothing like it, man.
As a player, as a current player, Efe,
yes.
now you're here, you got a lot going on, a lot of media stuff. Like, you're just not here hanging out.
Right.
But is there something inside that you're upset because you're not partaking in it as a player?
Of course. As an athlete, as a competitor, this is the biggest stage. This is, there's Hall of Famers that never get to,
True.
to get to be here.
Very true.
Guys that played for years, make good money, and this is the one thing that'll lose them. And as an athlete, as a competitor, going through the year, sacrificing from OTAs, building and especially the season that we had, rough start.
Yeah.
Clawed back, had some great success in the middle, and then we had everything in front of us, but just kept losing, and just kind of that opportunity to get in the playoffs just kept slipping away. There is some frustration, but this is my first Super Bowl, even though I'm not in it.
Right.
As a person on my journey, I'm taking it in. I'm enjoying the atmosphere, and I'm enjoying the commodity. I'm enjoying you guys and being here, and the fanfare, and it's nice. I enjoy.
For everybody listening or watching, Efe will be on a live broadcast on another network beside us.
Is it?
Yeah, he's gonna be on Sky.
Really?
Yeah,
I am gonna
making
be on
it
Sky.
happen.
Is that what's going on, huh, Efe? That's what you're doing, huh? That is interesting.
It is interesting.
So don't watch him, but support him because you need to be watching
gotta
us.
support
There you go. There you go.
So, I've always felt like there are a lot of great players, like you said, who have never won Super Bowls, right?
Right.
And I've been the guy who I never thought that if somebody doesn't win a Super Bowl, that diminishes their career in any way. Like, I've never been the guy who
But you're not a hater, that's why.
Right, but there's some people who think like that.
Yeah.
So, as a player, you play
Yeah.
for a while now.
Right.
You're on your way to general status.
You got
Right.
credentials,
You're
bro.
almost there.
You got credentials. You got stars by your name.
Yeah. If, in fact, you're not able to win a Super Bowl, which, if you stay with Washington, you won't.
Whoa. What's going on here?
He made me drop the mic.
What's going on
He
here?
made me drop the mic. That was unfriendly.
I almost threw my mic at him.
We went from a peaceful conversation
I know, right?
amongst friends
Oh, you chose
to a
violence today.
direct frontal assault.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I'm glad we're friends.
It's okay.
Very
My
glad.
bad.
What knee was it again?
If you all of them.
Oh, both knees.
But let's say for instance you don't win a Super Bowl, but you play 12 years. You know, you accomplish everything that you thought you were going to accomplish. Would you be happy with that?
So, similar to what you were saying about tiers.
Yeah.
So initially, it was learn the sport,
Yep.
make the practice squad, make the team.
Yeah.
Then financial security. Then the goals change. For right now, for me, then it's Pro Bowl and then but right now it's Super Bowl, and that's my goal.
Ooh.
So, as long as I achieved everything leading up to that, and then the Super Bowl is the only thing that'll lose me, I'll be upset. But then looking back and being realistic in life, and how far I've come, I probably wouldn't feel that.
That's a really great point. Because when you think about this game, is it dangerous when you're the veteran team and time is running out? Because of that. Think about it. When you're young, you think you're going to get back. You heard Patrick Mahomes talk about how important this game was.
Right.
Because he thought, oh, man, first, I got it. I got the Super Bowl. I got the MVP. This can happen all the time. Now
Right.
he's like, man, this is hard. And he's talking like that.
Right.
Well, then on the other side, when you look at the Eagles, the offensive line, it could be some of those guys are at the end of their career. This is real. It's not, hey, this can happen again.
Right.
You look at KC's defense; they got a lot of young guys playing for them. They're thinking, man, we might get this opportunity again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be a significant factor. You've seen it on both sides. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, the thing is, I was never on a team that thought realistically this is a Super Bowl team from the beginning.
Right, you never had that pressure from
Never.
Right.
It was always, if this team makes the playoffs, that's
party
we're
in
gonna
New
celebrate, right?
Right.
Those were the teams. We never had those, the Cowboys teams with all their Pro Bowlers. We never had that.
So do you think that works in your favor? That underdog, that being slept on mentality?
1,000%.
Just kind of go under the radar, winning games, and then eventually you just get
there
there
at the end.
But
Held
then,
the trophy.
But then, when I was in, what was different? When I from Carolina to Buffalo, but I think Carolina, from my perspective, was one of those teams. Everybody slept on them. They didn't, everybody's in it to win it, but they didn't consider them. It's that kind of mentality. But Buffalo preached it. From the fandom to everything, like championship caliber.
That's it, huh?
They felt like they were going to win every single year.
Right.
And to some degree, the caliber of coaching, the caliber of preparation, and everything is high and it's different. But then also when you lose, it's like
downs are hard.
Oh man, that fall was crazy.
Oh,
But I don't know.
That could be exhausting too.
It can, because there is an element of pressure.
Yeah.
But then it also allows you to perform. That pressure builds diamonds, people say, right?
Yeah.
Especially later on in the season.
Yeah.
That being
That's interesting. I think, it's definitely
Like,
both ways.
what do you think? What do you think about that? Like,
I would have preferred to do it the way we did it than to be on the team that everybody expects to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Right? Like, I would have preferred to do it the way we did it. Because I can't even imagine what it's like every single week. You're expected to win and dominate from beginning to end, and
Right.
then you lose.
Right.
And you got to.
man.
You know
That's
what's
crazy.
funny about this year? That us football minds, we know, we've conceptualized it, we talk about it. But because Patrick Mahomes is who he is, people think that this team was anointed this year, and they weren't.
Yeah.
No.
This was supposed to be a rebuild year
Right.
for this team, a retool, they
Lost
like to say.
Tyreek
Right?
Hill.
But, they've lost significant weapons. But Philly, we said if the quarterback plays well, they got the roster to definitely take it to the end in the NFC.
Definitely.
When they won last time, they were They were the underdog, right?
Yeah.
They embraced it.
Yeah.
Not now.
They're not the underdog now. No way.
But I feel like because of Hurts, I feel like there's still that underdog
They're going to use
mentality,
that.
You know?
You questioning our quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
They find something.
Right.
That makes sense.
You know, because I get it. Consistently winning games, everything's set. D-line's crazy, but because it hurts in comparison to Mahomes and the fact that Mahomes has been there already, there is that element.
The way he talks
Right.
like, nah, we're supposed to do it.
Right.
But I get what you're saying. They
Yeah.
could still,
But you have
as
to.
a team, he says that, but as a team, they're like, we got to back you up.
Right.
When I look at this Philadelphia team, I got to be honest. I can't remember, right, seeing a team like this.
Tell me more. Give me insight, because I'm going to steal it and use it on the live broadcast. So you might as well tell me now, and then look at me when I repeat what you just said on this.
I got you.
Thank you.
I don't mind you taking stuff
I've
from
stolen
me.
so much of your stuff from you.
I don't mind.
In the middle of a
Only
live
once in a
broadcast.
while I'll be like, don't do that on Sky.
Don't do that.
Only once in a while. But other than that, I'm cool with it.
Okay, cool. You
So
are
now-
a good friend.
You look at this team offensively, right? The strength of the team isn't the quarterback. The strength of the team is A, the system, and B, the offensive line, right? When you look at the way they run the football and the things that they do, right? First of all, the offensive line is so physical,
Man,
and so big and strong, right?
beat you up.
Annoyingly big and strong.
Right? And so they're coming off, right? And they're mashing you, right? Up front. Now, you got to think about what's behind the defensive line, the linebackers, right? The linebackers have to play that run and they have to play the RPO. So they're slow.
And it's getting muddy, right? The pitcher, because all of that push.
That's the problem. Is because they're having to play the RPO. They're having to play that, right? But then the offensive line is getting so much push that you're back there as a linebacker, and if you hesitate for a split second, they're already up on you.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, you got to play that. You got to play the RPO
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So now, how do you contend with what they're doing offensively? Like you can't. There's no answer.
No.
Because of the way their offensive line plays and the scheme that's built around that offensive line.
Man.
It's a very difficult thing to do.
You're spot on. And for people that maybe don't even understand the sport that much, it's one simple concept or one way of looking at it is they do the same thing
Yep.
over and over.
Over and
it
over.
all looks alike, but they execute and they're physical.
Oh, for sure.
That's almost the worst thing for a defender. It's like, I know what you're trying to do, but I can't stop it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that was a lucky play. It's no, you
Yeah.
just beat me up. And it's
The
and it
linebackers,
works.
right?
Yep.
They have to flow to stop that run immediately because it's
Or the linemen are on their face.
the linemen are in their face,
Yep.
and if they do that, that RPO is coming right behind them. So now you got to sit there and you just got to give up 7-8 yards at a time
Because you got to slow play it.
They just mashing you. Wow.
Our peoples, we see our
What do
peoples.
we
This is-
have
this
here?
is- this is what
Avis, I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me
This is
just
media
finish
row.
this, man.
We seeing all our peoples.
Yeah.
So
That's the problem.
that's how it is.
How do you stop that?
It's almost impossible, and that's why this game is so great. We get to see high-level execution, which got you there, versus on the other side, Mahomes, magic,
Yeah.
creativity, extending plays, almost a level of street football, but very choreographed. Because even when he's making those movements, Travis Kelce, the baddest tight end in football right now, one of the baddest receivers in the game, it's like they see it the same way,
Right.
and they make it look like art, man.
Who would you rather play against right now? Kansas City or Philadelphia?
Come on,
would
Efe.
you Right now,
tell us
Who
the
would you
truth.
rather play against?
I think the hardest opponent, the most competitive, I think, game would be against the Eagles. You know, like you said, everything from their O-line. And I know that there's a lot of spotlight on the offensive side, but have you seen their defense?
Coming.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen their backups?
Yep.
They got waves at the defensive
Like, are
line.
you crazy?
They got waves.
So-
DBs, lockdown corners.
Like, if I want a game where I feel like I really want to compete and I get the best out of me, it'll be against the Eagles because I think that would be a great game, would be a great matchup. And I think in terms of trying to stop that and trying to switch them up, you just got to as a D lineman, I think you just got to kind of switch up the fronts. Lots of line movements, keep them guessing. You know, because if you line up in the same position over and over again, they're just gonna be like, all right, double him and let's work to him.
How did you guys beat them?
So spot on.
I think, well, the first game,
right?
You know, we lost, but it was a good fight. It was a good game. The second game, we built up some momentum. The intent was different. You know, we went out there knowing that, well, we had nothing to lose because we essentially were the underdogs, similar to what you were saying. But we played this, we played them before, and it's all about who plays the best on that day, any given Sunday, you know. And that's why
they're gonna study your tape. They're going to look at what you did.
Yeah, we honestly we attacked them in different ways. We made sure that we got after them. We stopped their run game. Our run game got after them. You know, we was aggressive with that. And in terms of the linemen, we weren't stagnant in terms of the lanes and where we was rushing. We was making inside moves. We was communicating with our tackles and making sure that, we was causing confusion. That's the thing that we was doing. We was affecting Hurts and just getting after him, honestly. And that's you have to affect Hurts. You have to affect him. And then we was playing disciplined in terms of the RPO. We had a plan that, okay, well, if he goes down, we get the dive. And then, the responsibility of the quarterback is for the, if he keeps it, it's for the linebackers. And the linebackers we have to trust each other.
Yeah.
So
that's something you practice all week.
All week. We was ready. And we played them already. And honestly, the intent going into it was different.
I'm going to drop this out now. I really want to know y'all opinion, because that's the thought I had on this whole breakdown.
Okay.
Because what you've been teaching me on defensive line play, Spagnola, the D coordinator, really lining those defenders up, different places on line of scrimmage, attacking at different angles, not letting that offensive line dominate. Yeah. On the flip, 2 weeks to prepare. You know how KC is as a team when they got time. We know it's probably going to be a tight game. We know how team building is. There is a reason Patrick Mahomes is the highest paid player in football. Because he makes everybody better.
Right.
If it's close and it's tight and it's playing like that, Patrick Mahomes with the ball in his hand, where is your faith? I mean, if it's a tight competitive game, are you guys still leaning where I think you are?
I personally am.
Okay, I like it.
Because
you've been in the trenches with him.
Yeah. Personally, I am. I don't have as much confidence in their KC's offensive linemen as I do with the Eagles. I don't think they have the ability. Well, especially being injured as well. They're gonna have to find ways to give him time. Otherwise, it's gonna be just check downs and trying to focus, lean heavy on that run game.
And if they go to them check downs, you're right about this secondary. They can squeeze all those routes.
Right.
If Philadelphia messes around and gets up by 10 points,
they're in trouble. KC's in trouble then.
Right. It's gonna be tough.
But it's the Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl. But also, I also believe that in these stages, right, it becomes more of a player's game as opposed to
I completely
coaches,
agree.
right? Like at this, once it gets here, it's
because all those other things are quite equal.
Exactly. And when I look at Philadelphia, they have they have better players than the Kansas City Chiefs do. They across the board.
Well, I pose this question too,
Yes.
because I agree with you on the roster, but let's throw out some players.
Okay.
Is Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the game?
Yes. He's better than Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
That's where it ends.
Is Travis Kelce the best tight end in the game?
He's
one of the best offensive weapons. Maybe the best. He might be the best wide receiver in the game.
Listen, I believe that the Philadelphia tight end Goddard is a very, very
I'm just
good
asking,
player.
Is Travis Kelce
Is Travis Kelce better than Goddard? Yes, but not in a where I'll say this is a landslide.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. No,
Okay.
Goddard's he's a very good tight end.
I'm gonna.
That's where it ends for you.
Is Chris Jones the best interior lineman in this game?
He's not a better defensive lineman overall. Okay, you have Chris Jones. You have Chris Jones and Frank Clark, right?
Yeah.
You have Chris Jones and Frank Clark.
Now
No, I said
Eagles.
Chris. I said one. I didn't add Frank. I said Chris.
His
I only got one fight to
Okay,
win.
no, I'm saying
I'm gonna
Chris
lose.
Jones is not that much better than Hargreave.
You got to be kidding me.
He's better than him. He's not like, oh, Chris Jones is here and Hargreave had what, 12 sacks this year from the
Chris
inside?
Jones might have been the best defensive player in football, interior lineman in football.
Chris Jones is here here. Hargreaves is like right here.
Okay. I can't.
He's
I
right
got
there
two
up
D
on.
linemen. I
Right
can't
up
fight
on.
this battle.
Okay. How much better would you say Chris Jones is than Hargreaves?
I think you're right in that
Yeah,
analysis.
he's here, but the guy Hargreaves a baller, bro.
But he's better.
Okay, so now let's talk about
Because
the fact that
entire
Philadelphia.
roster of Phillies is better.
Let's talk about Philadelphia had 4 defensive linemen with 11 sacks.
I didn't ask you that, though.
No, but
4, Efe.
I know,
because-
right?
It never happened before.
And that's why I
ridiculous.
pose that question with those 3 players, because to both of y'all point that the roster from an absolute standpoint, Phillies is better.
It's not that it's better. You can't compare them.
But you said players in this game.
Yes.
So I said these
Philly has the
players-
better players.
But I told you 3 players that are probably the best in this game. They are elite. And if it comes down to players, those 3 guys can wreck a game.
Those 3 guys can wreck a game, but Philadelphia has like 12 guys that can wreck a game.
that's true.
12.
That's
Yeah,
true.
strong point.
Their
Strong point.
corners, Slay,
Yeah.
Bradbury,
Yeah.
game wreckers. All their defensive linemen, their entire offensive line.
They might have a
2
tougher
bullies at the receiver
They
position.
have never played against a quarterback like this all year.
Against a quarterback like
Patrick Mahomes. They haven't played against this kind of firepower. They have said that.
So I put it this right. So the D line's good for the Eagles, right? Like really good.
Oh, they're great.
They're great, right?
They're outstanding.
If Patrick Mahomes can't do anything similar to the last Super Bowl game with Tampa, where the D line wrecked that game, I feel like that's going to be a similar game to the
If that happens, if they can get there with 4, you might as well crown the
You
Eagles.
might
ain't no
Exactly.
if, but there's
That's
no
what I'm saying,
if.
but that's what they've been doing consistently
they do.
throughout
If
the whole
they
year.
can't stop, if they can get there with 4,
That's it.
Here's
gonna be a nightmare.
what Andy Reid is going to have to do, right?
This is what I need to hear from you.
Here's what he's going to have to do.
Okay.
Remember, in Philly, right? We had 12 sacks against the Philadelphia Eagles. What they started to do, right? You probably noticed this too. You see in the formation now where they line up the receiver, like he's a little nasty split just to
cause them inside. Yeah.
That came from Andy Reid after we had 12 sacks against them.
Right.
They were like, okay, we have to find a way to
Tighten up the formation.
tighten it up. So now as a defensive end, you don't know if
You're
the line
looking
up
out there.
inside or
Yep.
outside.
Running backs chipping on the way
yeah,
out.
you're still looking. So it slows you down.
He's got 2 weeks. This is my point.
But it also slows down the receivers.
Oh.
They can't play the way they used to play anymore.
Now
they're trying to make it like a, because now the way they were playing offensively, Philly, right? They used to kill us. But now, once you start to condense the formation, you have to start worrying about defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You can't do the things that you were accustomed to doing as an offense.
True.
So now the things that Mahomes could do and get away with and other people, now Andy Reid is going to have to say to himself, okay, we can't just, release 5 people into the route. You can't do any of that anymore. So that limits the things that Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to do.
Right. He's not going to have as many
exactly
weapons
what you
out there.
can't do against Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
But if you can just get Travis Kelce out there, he can find a void in the zone when Patrick Mahomes has time. It's been working so far.
So you're gonna pick Kansas City in this game. Is what you're saying.
I don't know, but
You don't know yet.
I don't know
So
yet.
you're me now. You're gonna wait till like
No.
the
I'm leaning.
The fourth
I'm
quarter.
leaning towards KC.
okay.
There we go.
But everything y'all are saying makes so much sense. That's why I keep probing, because it's just the game's going to come down to everything you two are talking about with the defensive line and the offensive line. Andy Reid is an expert at understanding how you attack him, and he can pass block. Remember, this guy used to play offensive line.
Yeah.
He's got time to scheme in ways that you've taught me all these years formationally to try to help his offensive line. They are strong in the middle, KC. They can keep the pressure. Mahomes always has the ability to extend plays by the way he steps up and he moves. He's hurt. Can he still do that? But everything's going to come down to what you two dudes did your whole life in this game. And I can't wait to watch it.
I'll be surprised if Philly doesn't win by 2 touchdowns.
Jeez, bro,
I'll be
I'll
shocked.
drop this mic. Seriously,
I don't want.
that's where you
I don't
are.
want that.
I'll be shocked.
I don't want.
I
that.
didn't think that.
It's not that I don't want it, obviously,
Like
but
it'll be a boring Super
I'll
Bowl.
be shocked. Yeah.
It'll be boring. But I kind of agree with that.
Wow,
But-
I'm going with KC for sure then.
Yeah.
Just because I'm on the other side of this. And this is what I love about this game. man, Efe just played against him. Like, you can't go against what this man is saying.
Yeah.
Like, but as a defender DB, when you haven't played against a guy like Mahomes and you haven't seen it, we got a clock in our head.
Right.
How fast you guys get there. And those DBs for the Eagles, they've had the benefit of this defensive line. That clock is ticking. OC's made jokes about how at the Giants, the DBs used to sit on all the routes because they were coming off the edge.
Right.
It all changes this game. And right now you're witnessing when you have a quarterback and you pay him the entire chalupa, he got the whole taco. He's got to make those plays that most humans can't, to your point about players, not plays. Fascinating.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Okay.
But I well, I enjoyed this.
Put some money on it.
Because I can't wait for this game, and the points y'all made, you will hear me repeat them on a live broadcast because they are so correct.
I can't believe you, Efe. I can't believe you, bro. You're supposed to be with us.
Hey.
You're supposed to be with us.
But know what?
And now you're going to them.
You know what we're doing, though? You know what we're doing? Your tentacles.
We're covering all our bases.
Exactly.
We're all over the place.
And he's
That's true.
He is
part of it. I'm always,
Yeah, that's
this is
real.
this is
That's
home.
true.
This
That's
is
true.
home.
That's true. That's true.
All right.
That's a
Okay.
fact.
I'm just spreading my wings. That's all.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Man, it's always an honor when we get to sit down and rap with you. Efe, appreciate it, and we still got a lot of work to do. OC gets to go back and get another another lap on the
tread.
little Peloton.
He, myself a massive dinner.
I like it. Hopefully you make it to dinner with us. That's well, we got tomorrow. We got one tonight too, if you can or can't make it. You know what I'm saying?
I am going to this dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 6.
So it's free food, right?
Well, I'm paying, so yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So you gotta come out.
Yeah. Well, it was 7, but we got an NFL event after that you don't have to go to. We have something else.
Is another event tonight?
Yeah. It's the Super Bowl. See, the problem is you've played in them. You don't know what us patrons
So
do.
now you're just going. I got you. All right.
Yeah. Last question before we leave, Efe.
What's up?
Free agent this year, right?
Yes.
Can go wherever you go. I don't want to know all that, but what's next? What's the next move? What's happening? We know you're doing the Super Bowl live.
If he wants to win a Super Bowl, he's going to have to.
Tell us more about you.
Go where?
You're
New
going to have
York?
to leave somewhere.
Go where? New York?
What's the next move, man? What's happening?
Honestly, just staying healthy, get back in shape, and then just leave all to God. He's led me this far. He's always put me in the right position, whether it's to learn lessons or to progress. And and honestly, through my journey, I've just got more faith and trust in him, and I know I'm going to be in the right place. And he's going to put me in a Super Bowl winning team.
See, Efe just stays ready, so he don't got to get ready.
Yeah,
he just basically
man.
said, "I'm going to get myself ready for greatness to occur."
He's media trained right now. He's media trained.
He's been around.
Yeah, he's media trained.
So, have you been in the school of OC?
No,
media training? Because I have.
You have?
Yeah, I feel like you're coming down that road.
See how he's behaving right now?
I've taken a
He's
few
media
lessons.
trained.
I've taken a few lessons.
Well, the people enjoy that because OC has won a couple of awards, so keep
Brilliant.
those close to the chest. Till next time, brothers.
Next time.
Enjoy this. This is great. It's fun. Efe, we need more of you. Live, Efe.
There we go.
In person.
There
You know,
you
if
go.
you
like
put
this.
like a J in front of Efe, it becomes Hefe,
Efe.
like boss.
Yeah, and then
He's the boss.
but then
El Jefe.
but then I feel like you're smuggling something.
Yeah, because they're usually, look at Chris. Chris knows all about
Chris
that.
knows about it.
Chris smuggled himself here. Till next time, the OC and Jason podcast, because we are in
OC,
Super
Jason,
Bowl.
and Efe. No.
OC
OC and Jason and
and
Efe.
Jason
Is that too
and
many
Efe.
ands?
That's
There's
a
too
lot of
many
ands,
ands.
but it's appropriate.
So it's OC, Jason, and Efe.
It's usually the
Put my
Jason
name
and OC
first. Let's see how that
podcast
sounds.
except Super Bowl because
Now there's OC in front.
because this is your domain.
F.A.
F.A., OC, and
You haven't won a Super Bowl.
No, but yeah, you
So
can't.
it has to go.
And
And
as
you
long
can't
as you
jump over
stay
the
with,
ring.
I'm still
as long
playing.
as you stay with Washington.
You know what?
I'm still in it.
Wait, that's a good point. It should
Right.
be the OC FA Jason podcast.
There you go.
Because it's I agree with that. I agree with that.
There
We'll
you
go with that.
No, we can't go with that. No.
Why? Because he's still playing.
Oh, that's true.
See?
That's
There you go.
the
That's
credit.
true.
So
Yeah,
we'll
that
go with
makes
that.
sense.
We'll
That
go with
makes
that on the
sense.
way
That
out.
makes sense.
Only 1 week though.
That's it. I'm okay. I'll take
I'm
it.
always scared of getting replaced, so only 1 week. I'm running down on every kick and every punt, buddy. You ain't cutting me. Till next time. We out.